which are cost sensitive or price sensitive, especially India and China. Compared to the metal, as we all know, weight savings is something which the engineering plastics have advantage as, and also in terms of design flexibility, they score better. In terms of consolidation of complex parts into single and integrated piece, they do have advantages compared to the metal parts, and also they are cost effective and corrosion free. So we get sense that they are giving a tough competition as far as the metals application in automobile are concerned, and hence as a roadmap, based on their cost advantages, based on the fuel advantages they bring in because of lowering of the weight of the automobile, and because of several other contributions they can bring in, they are going to play a vital role as far as the application of plastics in automobile are concerned. The graph here indicates that the major part of this is polypropylene PP based, which has close to 35 to 40% as far as the engineering plastics application in automobile are concerned. So we get convinced that based on this data, automobile, the engineering plastics have huge advantage over the competitive materials. They are going to play a vital role. Now coming to the third section, which is about the automobile industry performance. Now the automobile industry has been growing since the crisis period during 2008. Automobile do play a vital role, especially in the matured economies where they almost dictate the GDP growth rates of those economies. Especially at US front, automobile sector has been used as one instrument to bring back the economy performance. The graph here indicates that automobile production has been increasing over the last several years period. This year we expect overall capacity addition to happen at the 19.4 million units of production across the globe. And the next year too, the healthy rate is going to continue. This year originally we were forecasting capacity addition to occur pre-Japanese earthquake. Because of Japanese earthquake, some postponements have happened. As a result, this year growth rate in terms of capacity additions is revised downside. However, for the next year, we expect the automobile capacity addition to happen upwards of 5%. And also another important aspect is the capacity utilization rates are increasing. Especially for this year, we are expecting capacity utilization rates across the globe to increase by almost 3 percentage points. Most of these operating rates increments are going to happen mainly because of automobile purchases or the production numbers in the emerging market, especially India and China again. The charts here, I'm not sure if it is visible to the people at the back. Charts here indicate the Japanese automobile share in the overall global automobile production. The chart in the middle indicates the global level automobile performance. Again, here also we need to draw your attention to the pre-earthquake scenario and post-earthquake, as things have changed after the earthquake, especially for this year numbers. We were expecting close to 76 million units of production at a global level versus 70 million units of production earlier, registering a very good growth rate of close to 10% in terms of production. However, post-crisis, we believe this has come down a bit, though it is going to be addition of 4.6 million units. This is going to be a very good bullish factor as far as the application of engineering plastics in automobile are concerned. Most of the cuts because of earthquake are happening understandably at Japan front, and US and Europe have a problem of spare parts or auto ancillary products from Japan. They buy a lot of products from Japan. Because of power shortages at Japan front, they are unable to supply to Europe and US, and hence the production facilities at Europe and US are affected as a result of this. At the Japanese front, which normally produces around 10 million units of automobiles every year, we expect slight revision downside to 9.8, of which 5.4 they consume at domestic level and the remaining they export. So overall we are expecting good growth rate in the next year. in spite of the Japanese earthquake, this year also we see positive growth rate happening. Most of the, as far as the sales, which is the third chart in the slide, most of the sales are going to occur in the emerging market at China and India, which are growing in the range of 20 to 30%. As if you take into account the other Asian economies, the growth rates are substantial, and most of the growth is actually coming from Asia. In terms of the type of vehicles, light commercial vehicle are going to grow slightly ahead of the HCVs. They are going to grow at 6.8, 6.97% compared to 5.8% in heavy commercial vehicles. Light commercial vehicles have a higher application of engineering plastics, and a higher growth rate in the light vehicles is definitely one positive factor as far as the engineering plastics are concerned. And when we analyze where exactly the geography-wise this performance is going to come, China for the first time is going to touch the 20 million units number. We all know that about a couple of months back, China has surpassed US in terms of number of automobiles being produced in a year. Now China is the largest producer of automobile in the world, followed by Japan and US. US has gone down to third position. India too has been registering very good growth rates. Now we are likely to cross Brazil. We would reach the fifth position, and India is likely to cross the 4 million numbers in this calendar year. So India and China have been two economies which are very important and driving factors as far as the automobile performance is concerned. And hence for the engineering plastics producers here, definitely this is a good news because you are this part present in this part of the world. This is just to give you a breakup of the performance BRIC nations wise. BRIC nations hold a bright perspective. Apart from India and China, Brazil and Russia too are going to contribute as far as the incremental demand in the next couple of years to come. Mainly because of high commodity prices. Brazil is a commodity dependent economy. Russia too is a commodity dependent economy. Russia has a dependence on energy, whereas Brazil has on metals and agri commodities for their GDP performance. As we all know, in the last 2 years period, the commodities have been going up, have been recording year-on-year rise in terms of prices, and hence these two economies are the beneficiaries of higher prices in the commodities, which could lead to better performance. Just quick summary on Japanese crisis. What is important here is at this point of time, because of the electricity, the energy losses and the power shortages, we are estimating close to 3.3 lakh units of production loss for this year. One more important factor is every week of the production delays they have, it takes about 7 weeks of overtime they have to do to be able to compensate for that production losses. So they are running at a 1:7 ratio. So any delays happening to reinstate the power supplies at Japan front is going to cause major revision of Japanese production numbers downside. To summarize, we see that the economy is likely to grow in spite of all the problems. Plastics application is very competitive as far as the automobile sector is concerned, and automobile sector is likely to register growth this year as well as coming years. Given the cost advantages, given the fuel economies they have, the engineering plastics growth rate in the automotive sector is going to grow on two accounts. One, because of the performance of the industry, automotive industry, which is growing leaps and bounds in the magnitude of 20 to 30% across the globe, especially in China and India, and also because of increasing application within the automobile. However, this rosy and bullish scenario does come with certain caveats which we all know. The environmental objections and plastics recycling, which are still big question marks as far as the consumption of this in automotive industry is concerned. Just to give you quick numbers in terms of the plastics application. Today we read that on an average around 155 kgs of plastics are being used in automobiles. This is a global average across many models. It varies in a big range depending on which model you are talking about. And this is likely to grow towards upwards of 200 and 350 in the next 5 and 10 years ahead. And also, based on the automobile performance, which is going to be 4.6 million units for this year and more than this in the next year, we expect for this calendar year 500,000 tons of the incremental demand to come for engineering plastics from automotive industry across the globe. Good part of this is going to be for polypropylene consumption, which is going to be 1.3 lakh tons, which constitutes close to 35 to 40% of the total demand. As I said before, the direction-wise, the engineering plastics application is going to grow and is going to have upward curve towards 350 kgs as you move towards 2020. And also we expect the growth rate in terms of consumption